What's going on, guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we have a short but very special podcast on trusting in God. But before we get into that, I'd like to say this. Make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell because I am posting every single day. So make sure you tune in every morning to see what we learn. As of for today, we're going to be reading out of the third chapter of the book of Psalms. So let's get right into it. So the backstory of the psalm, it is actually written by King David during a time when his son Absalom had declared war upon him, trying to overthrow him as king. David, obviously loving his son, didn't go to war with him, but that didn't stop Absalom's army from pursuing David and trying to kill him. So let's read it. Verse 1. Lord, how are they increased that trouble me? Many are they that rise up against me. Verse 2. Many there be which say of myself, there is no help for him in God, Selah. The people that were pursuing David had the mindset that God himself couldn't deliver David from their hands, that the future of David's life was in their hands and there was nothing anyone could do about it. So how does this apply to us as Christians? Maybe some of you guys don't have people chasing you, trying to kill you, but maybe your marriage is on the rocks and it seems that it will never become what it used to be. Maybe your children are straying away from God and it seems that they'll never come back. But let me personalize this. Maybe you failed God so many times, or you find yourself so far away from His presence that you believe you can never come back. And if you do by some miracle would come back to Jesus Christ and serve him, that you could never love him the same or he love you the same as he did or you did in the beginning. What I'm trying to say is this. Maybe you find yourself like David today, in the same state of mind that it is never going to be fixed, it is impossible, and it is what it is. But a lot of times most of the time, I would say that these are lies that the devil has put in your head so that you don't trust God for your blessing. You don't trust God for your marriage because the devil doesn't want you to be married. The devil wants to destroy the homes. Maybe this is a lie that the devil has put in your head about your children because he doesn't want you to believe that your kids could be saved. Or maybe this is a lie that the devil has put in your head that you can never come and serve God as you did or as you should. But that's all it is. Lies of the enemy. Don't allow the lies of the enemy to become your perspective of how your walk with Christ should be. Don't allow the lies of the enemy to blur your vision and blur and weaken your trust in God. Do not let that be your vision. But look at David's vision towards God. Look at David's perspective on God's power in the next verses. But thou, O Lord, art and I'm going to turn the page here, but thou, Lord, art a shield for me, my glory, the lifter of mine head. I cried unto the Lord with my voice, and he heard me of his holy hill, Selah. I laid me down and I slept. I awakened, for the Lord sustained me. You see, it's like day and night. David was scared of his enemies and that they were going to take his life, and it seemed that that's all it was and that's how it was going to be. But when David remembered in who God is and what God could do, his words changed, his perspective changed. He said, "You are my shield. Yes, your child may be lost, but God is your Savior. Yes, your marriage may be broken, but God is the person who could bring it back together. Yes, you may be far from God, but God is love and He could bring you back to Him if you come to Him." You see, and I love verse 5. It says, I laid me down and slept. There was people trying to kill David. There was an army trying to kill David, and David still had the peace of mind to lay down and sleep. Many of us today, and especially in our day and age, We lose our sleep because of anxiety and fear of what could happen and what should happen and what didn't happen. But you see, when you put your trust in God, you walk and the sun is a little bit more shiny. The, the grass is a little bit more green. The air is a little bit more fresh. And you can lay your head down at night knowing in who you believe in. But you can't say this until you know that you know that you know who God is in your life. Verse 6, I will not be afraid of 10,000s of people that have set themselves against me round about. Arise, O Lord, save me, O my God, for thou hast smitten all my enemies upon the cheekbone. Thou hast broken the teeth of the ungodly. Salvation belongeth unto the Lord. Thy blessing is upon thy people, Selah. See, because when you know that you know that you know that Jesus is is a miracle worker and he's in the miracle working business, you can say, I know my kids are in the world, but I know your love is greater, God. I know my marriage is on the rocks, but I know you could fix it, Lord. I know I don't have food in my refrigerator, but I know you could supply my needs because it isn't until you truly know that God is God that you could sleep and you could live with peace in your life. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying to to not get a job and bring food into your table. I'm not saying not to pray for your kids. I'm not saying not to work on your relationship with your husband or your wife. But what I'm saying is that when you trust God for the miracle, you can sleep better at night. And when you trust God for the miracle, you allow Him to work in the way He wants to work for you. Sometimes we don't know that God is all we need until God is all we have. And that's it. So, my message to you today is to trust God because He is God. Until next time, which is actually tomorrow, make sure you tune in and read with me the Bible and see what we learn. So, please like, please share, please subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. God bless you.